Wow, 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 wow. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry I kept you on the straight stream a second longer right before I was about to unmute the mic. My cat started screaming, so I'm like, okay, I'll go see what you want. Hello, everybody, it's Dee Dee. How's it going? How's it going? Happy... It is Monday. Oh my gosh. It is Monday. My brain. Jambola, hello! Also, thank you for the folks that followed, while I was offline. We hit our recent goal of 220 followers. Yay! Beautiful. Happy Monday, cries and realization. Oh no! I apologize. We must confront reality. Sometimes, unfortunately. Excuse me. Was all warmed up for stream, and then of course right before I start I had a sneezing fit, so now I have to like re-establish myself, clear the nasal passages, all that good stuff. Usually when I'll do a warm-up before stream, I'll pick a song to sing. Usually it's just Tanjiro no Uta from Demon Slayer, because I don't know, I really like that song. Today I got hit with the urge to sing Gravity, which is an old Eurobeat song. They put it in Lucky Star because it was in Initial D originally. Why? I don't know. Sometimes I love that song. I just go back to it. It's good for hyping yourself up. I'll be your gravity, gravity, gravity. Keep me da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah. I like how 2 songs from it just blew up a few years ago. Initial D? Which ones? I know Eurobeat, like, keeps coming, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? In and out, cause it's hard to... Oh, Gas Gas Gas? Yeah, Gas 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 keeps popping up in and out. Eurobeat, it's got that vibe to it, like the same way a lot of songs from the 80s keep popping up now and again. Eurobeat tends to do the same. I have definitely seen people do covers for, Gas, Gas, Gas and Deja Vu. Yeah, it looks like they uploaded, like they re-put it up on YouTube, like, a couple years ago, yeah. That would do it. Yeah, just you look up the song and it's just all initial D stuff. You're driving game music along with Tokyo Drift in the Speed Racer song? Oh god, Speed Racer. Excuse me. That is cheese. No, Google, not Space Racer, Speed Racers. Known in Japan as Mach Go Go Go. I can see how that title would have... Space Reader. The 1960s, whoa! And then there was like Speed Racer X, which was in the 90s. That might have been the one I watched as a kid. I think, maybe? I vaguely remember watching a racing show when I was little. No idea what the title was. Son! 13 months, oh my god. Hello! Hello, hello. We were talking about Eurobeat songs because I sang one for a warm-up before stream. And that led into talking about Speed Racer. Tree trimming? My goodness! Is this hurricane season prep or just general yard work? The new Iris one is pretty sick. Ooh. Overdue hurricane prep. Oh no. Well, hopefully no issues. Hopefully all will go well. No, you got bonked in the head by the dogs. That would do it. How am I not subscribed to Iris? What's wrong with me? What? Anyway, I'll have to listen to it after. Gasp? No, honestly, I'm shocked because I follow I'm pretty sure I follow all the Hololive girls, even if I don't watch them that often. Carbonated Love? Yes, it does look like it's the most recent one, so that makes sense. And I didn't know that Iris did a cover of Kill Fu a while back. I love that song. Her releasing a Eurobeat song was a meme for a long time. Ah, okay. Now I understand. I mean, I'm not surprised. She did a cover of... Oh god. Internet Overload, the song from Needy Girl Overdose. I'm pretty into that retro era anime. I guess it depends, because I mean, Initial D is a pretty specific thing, and there wasn't a lot of other Eurobeat-ish animes back then. Like, if you listen to music from the 80s animes, they don't sound like hero beat or anything like that. Yes, Internet Overdose was 2 years ago. Beautiful. I love that she actually did it in the old square ratio. I know when I've wandered into the ancient bowels of the YouTube when I click a video and it's in like that square ratio instead of like, 16:9. She ended up watching Initial D in a ridiculous short time. Amazing. Oh, amazing. That would make so much sense. I mean, Initial D is pretty standard, pretty quintessential. It was serialized from 1995 to 2013. Shit, that went on a lot longer than I thought it did. And I thought it was from the 80s, not the 90s. Oh my god. And there's a sequel that started in 2017? Damn. Lots of older anime lasted longer than you'd ever expect. I mean, yeah. I just didn't know it was still going in like 2010s. That's all. Because, I mean, I don't think Initial D was talked about a ton, but everyone always talked about it like it was long over and dead, not, still in publication. Weekly, even. It wasn't a monthly thing, and it was a weekly. Manga was re-licensed by Kodansha in 2019. That might explain why Deja Vu and Gas 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 suddenly blew up a few years ago. Because they re-released the anime and the manga in the West. The memes extended its life a little? Maybe. I mean, I don't know for sure how popular it was in Japan, but I feel like Initial D was quite popular. It was popular enough they parodied it in Lucky Star, and literally everyone knew what the reference was, even if you had never watched Initial D. People just do. There are series out there that, like, seep into the collective consciousness, and once you know, you know. Like in Mother 3, the one we never got in the West, there is a boss that is literally just the Pillar Man from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Part 2. And some people have argued Kanji's Shadow Boss from Persona 4 is also a reference to the Pillar Man. But it's like, yeah, because I had watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventures by that point as soon as I saw it. And I'm like, it's the Pillar Man. What? JoJo's another one of those that has gone on frickin' forever. I think the only reason it's not officially recognized as the longest running manga is because each new section, like each new part, is released as though it's like its own manga. So even though it's all a continuous story, technically they're like, 10 separate like series versus, One Piece. It's One Piece. One Piece. The series you cannot display on one shelf. Not even if you had it stretch all the way across the room. For decades and then suddenly explodes? Must be weird? Probably. I guess it depends. Everything ends up changing eventually. Like now, unfortunately, anime cons are like the scum of corporations. Like, nothing's fun, chaotic indie anymore. It's all gotta be safe for family because people will just throw their 14-year-old children out of the car and let them like run around for the day. But anime conventions spun out of sci-fi conventions. It used to be the only presence anime had was in the West was like sci-fi conventions. Which is why like all the old anime that you see are, the spliced up Get a Robo stuff, the spliced up Macross stuff. There were like 3 mecha anime they spliced up to make that one robot show that I can never remember the name of. We all love to hate 4Kids, but there were English studios doing the same long before 4Kids was even a blip on the horizon. Alright, I finished shoving the crunchy food in my mouth so we can head on over here. I love the hard zooming in on the Type Moon. Very nice. Let's see here. There's no audio right now, but it might be muted anyway. Nope. Oh, this game is so pretty. I'm never gonna get over this. Alright.
アルクエイド、昨日のホテルのことを聞いていいか?
We were right in the middle of exposition. Alright. Let me bring this down a little bit. Let me know if it's too much. Basically, for anyone that missed last time, which was a few weeks ago because I've been sick for the past couple weeks, we had a battle with another vampire in a hotel. We made it out alive. We're the only 2 people that survived that massacre in like the hotel place we were staying at. Arcade got injured, and like because she's so low on energy, we're technically hiding out in her apartment for now to heal up. Because the vampire that attacked us is one of the few that is actually weak to sunlight. Arcade doesn't have that problem. Because she's true ancestor versus just a dead apostle. So yeah, we're just getting into the lore stuff. And it's been 24 plus hours since Shiki's family has seen him. Last they knew of him, he had passed out at the park. They brought him home. He left to go to school the day after saying he had dreams of a dog howling and there was like a murder outside of the mansion. And now no one's seen or heard of him in 24 hours. He never made it to school. So I wonder if we're gonna see anything. Remember we bandaged up her boo-boo? Yeah, because she decided she was gonna try and cover up her wounds with packing tape. She wrapped her entire abdomen in packing tape. Oh, my girl. Alright, Arcade, can I ask you some questions about what happened at the hotel?
そうね。やっぱりそういう会話になるわよね。私と四季の場合。
Yeah, I had a feeling you might ask about that.
昨日のあいつ、ブローブとか言っていたけど、あいつは一体何なんだ?
Love? What? Who the hell is he? Besides, you know, being named Flav of all things. Like Vlad, but Flav.
吸血鬼なのはわかる。仰々しい服とか、お前よりよっぽどらしかったからな。けど、
I get that he's a vampire, but he looks more the part than you do. I mean, he had those flashy clothes and everything. And, like, you know, he held a woman, like, all romantically before, like, he ripped out her throat. Classic vampire move. Then again, there were those blue flames of his that engulfed the hallway, but burned only humans. That's totally removed from an image of a vampire.
私よりらしいって何よらしいって。
Watch your words, Shiki. What do you mean he looks more the part than I do?
でも確かに四季の言う通りか。
Excuse me. But you're right.
あいつ体も崩れていないし原理も小規模だったし、人間が思い描くオーソドックスな吸血鬼なんでしょう。
He's maintained a mostly human form, and his principles pretty small scale. As far as vampires go, you could say he's on the orthodox side. What's his principle? What does that mean?
あの炎の川を覗けばね。
Aside from the river of flames, yeah.
それだ。やっぱりお前から見てもあの日は異常なのか。あいつはお前より強い。
So does that mean he's actually stronger than you, buddy? Don't say that. Our queen heaves a sigh tinged with annoyance.
そりゃあね、誰かさんに殺されてしまった私はあんな二流の人と戦いをするレベルに
About
落ちてる
that,
わね。
because a certain someone killed me, I've now fallen to the level of some second-rate dead apostle.
今の私とブローブのスケールを比べるならあっちの方がやや上ってところ。
If you compare the two of us as we are now, I guess the scale of his power is a little bigger.
そうか。
Oh. Bye, B.
普段のアルクエイドならなんとか倒せる相手なんだ。
So, if it weren't for your poor condition, you'd be able to beat him somehow?
なんとかって普段なら戦いになんてならない。
Forget somehow, it wouldn't even be a fight.
もう誰のおかげでこんな屈辱に耐えていると思ってるの？
Whose fault is it that I have to suffer the humiliation
本当なら
anyway?
今だけでぺしゃんこにできるんだからね。
If it weren't for you, I would have squashed that half-baked whatchamacallit with a single glare. Or glance. Or even like a flick of my fingers. Ooh. She's angry now. That said, I'm not asking how strong she'd be in a hypothetical situation. I need to know if she's able to defeat that vampire the way things are. That sounds like a no.
できないわ。今はグローブの方が上だもの。
There's no
単純
way.
な性能で下回っているんだから、無策で戦えば殺さ
He's
れるわ。
simply stronger than I am right now. If we went head to head in a battle of pure strength, he'd kill me outright.
ずいぶんきっぱりと言うんだな。さっきはあ
That's
んなに怒ったくせに。
a pretty cynical take, especially after talking such a big game.
ただの事実よ。
Huh,
分か
it's
り
the
きった
truth.
話なんだから、予断も希望も
There's
挟まないわ。
no use hoping or speculating when the situation is this obvious. The impact of her words reverberates through my chest. It seems our Quaid is dead serious when it comes to fighting. Seeing her talk so coolly about death just reminds me that she's a vampire all over again.
まあ、四季の言いたいこともわかるけどね。
I get what you're saying, though.
あの炎は確かに厄介だし、ブローブ本体の力も上司にふさわしいものだ。
Those flames of his are a problem, and his power alone is the caliber of a Castellan. I know they explain what a Castellan is, but it's just making me think of Castella cake.
私に少しでもあいつの知識があれば、多少の戦力差は覆せるんだろうけど。
If only I knew a little more about him, I might be able to make up for our gap in power.
アルクエイドはあいつを知らないのか？
You don't know him? Shiki, that's racist. They don't all know each other. How can she not know him? Didn't she come to kill this Castellan in the first place?
私、吸血鬼に知り合いはいないわ。
I don't know any vampires personally.
知り合ったということは、次の瞬間に殺しているということだもの。今回みたいに顔を合わせたのに別れた。
Any that I do meet, I'm already killing in the next moment. I rarely encounter one and end the conflict with both of us walking out.
でも、あいつの方はお前を知ってるようだったけど。
It kind of felt like he knew you, though. Yeah, she's the Moon Princess.
初対面よ。私は吸血鬼たちに知れ渡っているから、あっちが勝手に知っていただけ。
That was our first time
他の吸血
meeting.
鬼たちも同様。
I'm pretty well
基
known
本的に
among
私たちに面
vampires,
識はないから。
which is why he knew about me. But generally speaking, we vampires aren't exactly acquainted.
でも名前や素性だけは知っている。歴史を重ね、得意な能力を保有する個体ほど名前が知れ渡るのは当然でしょ。
It's not that unusual for us to have heard each other's names or backgrounds. The longer a vampire lives, the more likely their name gets around, you know?
ブローブはその逆。まだ名もつけられていない新参者なんでしょうね。多分、祖になって200年ぐらいかな。
He's new to this and he's 200 some plus years old, I see. The vampires operate on a different scale. Blob's different. He's new to this.
またそ
Yeah,
の単語か。
sure.
祖ってのは何なんだ？
Ancestor, you keep using that word, but what does it mean? Buddy! Didn't she explain this already? Do we need to get the whiteboard out again?
まあ、吸血鬼たちの王様みたいなものかな。
I guess you could say it's someone like a king or a ruler among vampires?
四季には関係のない話よ。
You don't have to worry too much about it.
関係あるだろ。要は城主ってやつのことか。
Well, I will anyway. Are you saying ancestors are basically the same as those Castellan
あのゾ
things?
ンビたちを操ってる親玉
The
という
ones
か。
who control zombies?
上司と祖は必ずしも同じじゃないわ。
Not even close.
強力な人ほど上司になりやすいだけで、上司はいわば地方領主みたいなものなの。
Any powerful dead apostle can become a Castellan with time, but that's like becoming a lord of a territory.
祖はその上、領主たちを輩出するさらに上の吸血
Ancestors stand high above them. In fact, they're the ones who bring forth Castellans.
鬼。人たちの世界は27の勢力に分けられているの。27の国があると思えばいいわ。
Oh, they've got their own little United Nations across the world. I don't think United Nations is the right word for it, but I couldn't think of a better way to describe what's essentially 27 plus countries. They've got comparable. Well, I think humans definitely have more than 27 countries, but I feel like most people could have probably only named somewhere between 20 to 40 of them, so close enough.
その国を滑る、あるいは国そのものとされるのが 祖と呼ばれる古い吸血鬼。
Ancestors are older vampires that leave those kingdoms, or rather, they're nations unto themselves. They stand at the apex of all dead apostles. Apex legends? 27 kingdoms and 27 rulers. Quite a lot compared to the 12 kingdoms. Makes sense to me. I guess even vampires vie for power, just like humans do.
待てよ。それとんでもない相手ってことじゃないか。
Hold on, doesn't that mean we're dealing with someone super dangerous? The way he killed everyone? Does it? Do you think the United Nations of Vampires have a universal declaration of vampire rights? I don't think... You know, I was gonna say I don't think so, but maybe they do. I was gonna say there's no way they do because Arcade can and other vampires can just go around killing each other without consequences. But maybe that's one of their rights. Maybe they're allowed to do essentially indiscriminate murder as long as it's A, in the name of maintaining vampire society secrecy, or if it's just for, like, you know, war and consuming another country or something. I don't know. That is a good thought, though. Yeah, that's right.
グローブはまだ未熟者だけど、それでもあなたたち人間から見れば災害と変わらない。
Love is still a fledgling, but to you humans, he may as well be a natural disaster. Considering what happened at the hotel, yeah.
昨日のホテルもそうよ。あいつは1階から最上階までやってきただけだった。人間なんて殺す気はなかったし、心底どうでもいい存在。
Take what happened at the hotel. All he did was make his way to the top. He had no intention of killing all those people. He didn't care about them in the slightest. So is it like he just completely unintentionally set all the fires, or like he just was like, these are just insects running around? Whatever. Like,
でも、それだけで人間は死ぬ。あの炎はあいつがいるだけで発生する呪いのようなものだから。
yet, they still died. Those flames follow him like a curse, flickering to life and devouring those around him. He just had to exist for people to die around him? Well, that is a good definition of a natural disaster, if you think about it. If you were trying to personify a natural disaster, I mean, things like earthquakes and like hurricanes and wildfires, it's not like they willingly, or like, it's not like, as far as we know, they have a will of their own and they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna smash all these places to bits. Just by coming into existence, they cause destruction. And he doesn't even care about humans? I mean, the amount of humans that don't really care about livestock. Same principle, really. We're just food to him. But doesn't that also mean that...
俺たちがホテルに逃げたから起きたことなのか。
Did all that happen because of us, then? Because we decided to flee to the hotel? I think so, buddy.
ええ、私がいたからブローブはやってきた。
Yeah, that's right. He came for me. Arcade confirms my fears. Blob's presence might have been what killed all those people, but we were the ones responsible for bringing disaster to their doorstep. And now imagine if this guy just keeps wandering around town and obliterating everything in his path. Like, this is why Arcade is here, to get rid of him. The town won't survive if he starts roaming about. Right now, it's just like his servants going out and getting him food. But if he starts hunting on his own, then... It'd be all too easy to blame Arcade for everything. I'd have every right to do so as a human. She's just a vampire. She doesn't even care about human life. Love and her have that much in common. You don't know she doesn't care. You're projecting. But then again, who was it that made it so she had to flee and hole up in a hotel somewhere? Who deserves the blame here? You know, we probably should have just stayed on the ground floor. Much less destruction if he only had to walk across the lobby. Who deserves the blame here? The answer is simple. There's only one person responsible for getting these innocent bystanders caught up in flames. Oh man, I mean, yes, but if you keep following that stuff to its logical conclusion, technically it's your parents' fault for giving birth to you and not raising you properly, like. Then it's your grandfather's fault for becoming rich and having this crazy-ass family. Like, you could just stretch the blame back forever if you did that. Only one person is responsible for... Let's try that again. Only one person is responsible for Arcade's present state. I'm the person who killed her in the first place.
Shiki, 同じ間違いは繰り返さないで。
Shiki, don't fall for that same misconception again.
弱い生き物から消えていくのは当然のことでしょう。
Weaker creatures getting eliminated is part of the natural order of things.
彼らが死んだのはいつの間にか自分の身を守れないように進化した人間という種全
If
体
you're
の
trying to
責任
find where the fault lies, then blame the human species for evolving in a way that made them unable to defend themselves. That is quite that is quite a declaration there, ma'am.
人が人を殺したというのなら確かに人間社会での罪になる。けれどこれは人間と人間外のものに起きた自然淘汰の一環よ。
If a person kills another person, it's judged a crime. But if a human is killed by something other, it's natural selection. Holding yourself personally responsible is arrogance. You're calling me arrogant? I would definitely say Shiki's arrogant. Not even factoring in all the stuff she's talking about. If we think back to how he's been acting the past 3-4 days, I think arrogant definitely does describe him. He certainly ain't humble. He tries to act like he's humble, but his attitude doesn't carry that across.
あなたが人間の代表ならそれでもいいけどね。
Yep, if you're acting as a representative for the entire human race.
いい？例えば山の話。
Let me try a different example.
そこには肉食獣たちのコミュニティがあった。彼らの食事には人間も含まれていた。そしてある日、その事実を全く知らない人間たちがやってきて、彼らを残らず自分たちの営みのために全滅させた。
If in the mountains somewhere there was a herd of carnivorous animals whose diet happened to include humans as well. I don't think we use herds to describe carnivorous animals. But okay, we'll roll with it. But one day, an unwitting pack of hunters comes roaming through and kills them all for their own consumption.
この場合、どちらに罪があるというの？
Who's at fault in this situation?
人間から身を守れなかった彼ら？
The beasts that weren't able to fend off the humans?
それとも彼らを皆殺しにした人間？
Or the humans who wiped them out?
それは
Arquee's parable shakes me out of my self-loathing. It wasn't a fable she made up to comfort me, but one laden with scorn and disdain. The burden of guilt, the weight of life, something I, and maybe humanity in general, are overly concerned by. I understand what she's trying to say. In her story, neither the humans nor the beast carry any sin. What happened was simply nature, the way of the world. The only fault lies with the species unable to ensure their own survival.
でもここは
But this is the human world, a human city. This isn't a matter of humans being too weak or vampires being too strong. A city is a place where weaker humans can congregate for shelter and protection, to be stronger together. So it's fair for me to question my own responsibility in bringing a vampire into that sanctuary.
そう。私も間違ってたみたい。
Sounds like I was mistaken too.
あなたは確かに殺人鬼にはなれない
You
人
never
ね
had the makings of a serial killer.
なんだよその言い方
Excuse me?
俺が甘いっていうのか
You saying I'm soft? You are also soft. You can be arrogant and soft.
それ以前の問題。だからここではっきりさせましょう。
It's okay, Shiki. I am about as soft, extra silken tofu. Like, it's bigger than that. There's something we need to get straight.
シキ、あなたはこれからどうするの？
What are you planning to do from here on?
吸血鬼と戦う？それとも逃げる？
Will you fight the vampires? Or will you run? Shiki soft boy with a hint of murder? Whoops! Don't you hate it when you're just trying to be a nice, gentle dude and something in you snaps just for a moment and you slice someone into 20 pieces? Don't you hate that? Every time, absolutely hate it. The worst.
好きな方を選んで。私はもう強制はしない。見張り役の約束は昨日一日で完了よ。
Choose for yourself. I won't force your hand anymore. I call that for trying to work on Mondays. Woo! You've done your guard duty already, back at the hotel. She's asking me what I plan to do next? Isn't that already obvious?
でも覚悟をして。吸血鬼と戦うということは人間の枠から外れるということ。
I'll need you to be prepared. Fighting against vampires means leaving your humanity behind.
あなたたちがどれだけ犠牲になっても、それを自分とは関係のないことだと思えなければ。
No matter how many of you die along the way, you can't let yourself be distracted, or else you'll break.
それが間違っていると思うのなら、昨日までのあなたに戻りなさい。それが人間という種の一番正しいあり方だから。
If you don't have it in you to do that, then go back to how you were before you got involved in any of this. That's how humans ought to live. Arquade's sharp gaze pierces right through me. I know what I should do. If I want any chance of living a normal human life, I should run. Out of all my options, distancing myself holds the best outcome for me. But what about Arquade? What's best for her? No, I shouldn't be thinking about her. I should be putting myself first. If I stick around here with her, I'll undoubtedly run into that monster again. He was out of this world. Not just a vampire. Not just because of his flames. His very eyes were void of normality. What a word. That deadened stare, bereft of emotion. Cold to all things. A creature who cares nothing for the lives of humans, or even those of his vampire brethren. There's no way I could face him again. Having nearly been killed once already, I know that fact in my very bones. I've got to refuse. I have every reason to. No matter which way I look at it, this entire situation is way out of my league.
アルクエイド俺は
Arquade, But is that really the right thing to do? I'd be abandoning Arquade, Arquid, the woman who's weak and unable to even move around properly. All because of me.
俺は
I'm just running away. Running away from that monster and mercilessly burned his countless victims alive without so much as a second thought. Can I really pretend that never happened? Forget what I saw and live on as the only human survivor without even a pain of guilt? I'm the only one who can see the lines of death. Someone important once told me I was given these eyes because there might be a time when I need them. So the answer is obvious. I might not be able to rid myself of my doubts and fears. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to make a meaningful contribution. But what I am sure of is that I want to do something.
Shiki?
Shiki?
アルクエイド、お前の話は俺にはわからない。
Arquid, I'm sorry, but I can't just close my eyes and pretend nothing's happening.
どんなに相手が違う生き物だとしても、どんなに俺が無力だとしても、責任は同じなんだ。
Even if our foe is inhuman, even if I'm powerless to do anything,
多くの人を見殺しにするのは嫌なんだ。
I can't shirk my responsibility here. A lot of people died while I just stood by and watched. I don't want that to ever happen again.
だから今さら自分だけ逃げるなんてできない。
What I'm trying to say is that I can't run away. I sigh deeply and stare up at the ceiling. There we go. At least my resolve is finally rock solid.
吸血鬼を倒す。それがあのホテルにいて自分だけ生き残った俺が取るべき責任なんだと思う。
I'm going to take down that vampire. As the only human survivor from that hotel, I owe it to the ones who weren't so lucky. My affirmation is just as much for myself as it is for Arquid. Arquid sighs, as if blaming herself for my decision. Well, in that case, I can't exactly send you away.
シキが一緒に戦ってくれるのは助かるしね。あなたならブローブなんて問題なく一撃で殺せるんだから。
Plus, having you around is pretty useful. You could kill Vlav with just a single blow, assuming he survived, like the 600 plus degree fire?
いや、それは無理だろ。
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
あいつの周り熱くて近づけないんだから。
The air around that guy is way too hot. I never get close enough.
それ以前にどうやってあいつを見つけるんだ？
Besides, how are we even going to find him?
見つけるって、シキってほんと極端なのね。逃げないって決めたら、今度はこっちから攻めに行こうだなんて。
Find him? One second you're thinking of running away and the next you're planning to ambush the guy? Little extreme, don't you think?
なんとなくそう思っただけだ。極端の化身みたいなお前に言われたくない。
Hey, you're the one who made it sound like you wanted me to. Besides, I don't want to hear that coming from the living embodiment of extremity.
私は効率重視なだけよ。
I just value efficiency, that's all.
まあいいわ。言っておくけど、ここからは持久戦だから。
Well, whatever. Just to tell you though, this is going to be a battle of endurance.
一番確実な戦法は私の体力が戻りきるまで逃げること。
Ideally, we ought to stay out of his reach until I recover enough of my strength.
あと3日もすれば私の規模は3割ぐらいまで回復する。それだけの出力があれば私一人でもブローブを倒しきれる。
I'll be back to 30% of my power in 3 days or so. That should be more than enough to defeat Vlav on my own, so you get about 10% back per day.
3日いや、でも。
3 days, but then...
ええ、その3日間、ブローブは野放しよ。あいつは地下に潜って人間から血液を補充する。それだけじゃない。あの様子からすると、夜の街を徘徊するかもしれない。
I know, that's 3 days where Vlav would have free reign. And that time, he'll go underground and continue to replenish himself with fresh blood. No, not just that. I think there's a good chance he's wandering the streets at night too.
あいつ、正気が欠けていたし、姿を隠さないと教会に狙われるなんてセオリー、頭にないのかもね。
It did look like he was in his right mind. He might not even be conscious of the fact the church will come after him if he keeps operating out in the open.
それはダメだ。あいつはいるだけで炎をまき散らす怪物なんだぞ。一日だって放っておけるか。
No way, that guy incinerates people around him just by existing. We can't let him walk around for one more day, let alone 3.
なら昼間のうちにブローブを見つけて殺すしかない。
Which leaves us with the option of finding him during the daytime and killing him.
でもそれには反対よ。大まかな場所は目星がつくけど、睡眠中の人ほど用心深いものはないわ。今の私たちじゃ返り討ちになる可能性の方が高いもの。
But I'm against that. I've got a rough idea of where he's hiding, but there's no one more cautious than the sleeping dead apostle. We could just end up walking into an ambush we can't handle.
そんな奴の居場所に目星がついてるのに、
So
むざ
we're
むざ見逃すっていうのか。
just going to let him be? Even though we know where he is?
ええ、言ったでしょ。人間が何人ブローブの餌食になろうと、私には関係のない話だって。
I told you, we can't allow ourselves to be distracted. Even if that means more people will fall victim to Flav, yes. The one versus the many. Vlav can go on and kill millions of people, so if he's only able to kill a couple hundred in the next 3 days, that's supposed to be the good deal. Taiko Rhythm Festival's coming to Steam? Taiko! Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I love Taiko! Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I swallow hard. I understand what she's saying. If we're to play it safe, or even stand a chance at all, then it's better to wait for our queen to recover from her wounds and regain her strength first. But on the other hand, the more time we waste here, the more victims will fall right into Flob's hands. Choices. Feel like waiting until evening's probably the best bet. Oh darn, yeah. Such is life, I suppose. Should at least wait here till evening falls. My heart says we can't allow love to remain on the loose for another second. But that would be reckless. What was I even thinking? That I can just go out there, find him, and kill him myself? That was just a scenario conjured up by my guilty conscience to tempt me into escaping reality. I need to keep a cool, level head. If I really want to defeat that vampire, and if I really want to reduce the number of casualties, then we have to stick it out for now. But even so, 3 days feels like a lifetime.
アルクエイド、
Arquid,
俺が見張りをする義務は昨日で終わりって言ったよな。
you told me my duty as your guard ended at the hotel, right?
言ったけど、何を？やっぱり怖くなった？
I did. Why do you ask? Did you get cold feet?
いや、そうじゃないんだ。ここからは義務じゃなくて協力になるなら、俺の頼みも聞いてほしい。
That's not it. If my help is going to be voluntary instead of obligatory, then I'd like to ask you for a favor as well.
俺はお前の言う通りにする。お前の指示に従う。盾は無理でも、ナイフぐらいはこなしてみせる。
I'll do whatever you ask of me. Follow your every order. I'm not sure if I could be much of a shield, but I can at least be your knife.
だからその代わり。
But in exchange...
その代わり？
In exchange?
3日は待てない。今夜、奴を誘い出そう。
I don't want to wait 3 days. Let's lure him out tonight.
あなた、本気？
Are you sane? Arquade peers at me skeptically, as if she's asking whether or not I have a death wish. I'm well aware it's dangerous, but I'm not planning to back down from this either. Bro is bananas.
冗談でこんなこと言い出せるか？
Do I sound like I'm joking?
俺だって死にたくない。だから聞かせてくれ。今夜まで休んだお前と俺の目でグローブは倒せるか？
So, answer me this. If you rest until tonight, and I use my eyes during the fight, will the two of us stand a chance against love? The only one capable of making that judgment is Arquide herself. If she says it can be done, I'll wager everything I have on those odds.
そうね。シキが私の言う通りに動いてくれるなら、私たちの方が強いかな。
I guess if you're willing to do everything I tell you, then together we might have an edge over him.
でも、それでいいの？ 3日待った方が安全だよ。
Are you sure though? It'd be safer to wait another 3 days.
分かってる。でも、これが俺のギリギリの許容範囲なんだ。それ以上は精神が持たない。
I get that. But this is about as much slaughter as I can tolerate anymore, and my spirit won't be able to bear it.
まあ、それならいいけど。
Well, as long as you're sure about it.
正直に言えば、3日間逃げ切れる可能性も低かったし。
To be honest, it would have been equally tough to stay on the run for 3 more days. You know, I thought he was gonna ask permission to go home and like go back to school if they're not gonna fight him for 3 days, but nah, he's just like, instead of waiting, let's just bait him out.
じゃあ今から路線変更。作戦会議ね。
Anyhow, sounds like it's time to switch gears. Let's draw up a battle plan.
式はどこで戦いたいの？
Where do you want to face him?
いや、その、いいのか？
I mean, is this really okay? I'm genuinely shocked at how easily she let me have my way. It's like letting a little puppy decide where they want to go for their walkies. She's just entertaining him. I was expecting a lot more pushback after seeing how serious she can get about battle.
それならいいって言ったでしょ。
I told you, it's fine as long as you're sure.
私が3日間逃げ切れるのか、今夜私たちでブローブを殺すのか。
It doesn't really matter anyway whether we run for 3 days or kill Vlov tonight.
どちらも同じ成功率だもの。違うのはあなたの生存確率だけよ。
Either plan has about the same odds of success, it's just that your chance of survival are much lower in one than the other. Do you know which one?
そっか。ありがとう、アルクエイド。
Oh, I see. Well, thanks.
私としてはおすすめできないけど。
It's not exactly the option I would have recommended, though.
ほんと、式ってわかんない。
Honestly, I don't know what's going on with you. I understand that my selfish request will make it harder to defeat love with certainty. So, I wasn't surprised that Arcade looked a little dismayed by it. After all, she's all about efficiency. But I was surprised that she didn't reject it outright. I'm not sure if she did it to respect my feelings, or if she just figured it did have much of an impact on her overall odds. Either way, I'm glad she agreed to side with me.
Well, ちょっと小休止ね。
Well, how about we take a quick break?
お腹減ってるでしょ、式。さっきのおかわりいる？新しいの作ってあげよっか。
You must be hungry, right? Would you like some more of what you had earlier? Or should I whip you up something new?
いや、自分で作るから。
Vampire Princess Root or the lady who's gone Mash's face? Vampire Princess. It's the only one we're allowed to stream. We're not allowed to stream anything to do with CL's route, so. That is Type Moon's stipulations for letting us stream the game, so.
冷蔵庫の食材だけ好きに使わせていただきます。
No, I can make something. I'll just help myself to whatever's in the fridge. I feel bad for not trying it, but I don't possess the fortitude to stomach whatever a heaping of ingredients Arcade slapped together on a plate. What happens in the other route? Yeah, I've also heard that they basically entirely rewrote CL's route versus Arcade's, which is essentially the same as what it was in the original. So their logic's probably like, you know what? Whatever. This is like a 20-something-year-old game. This story's 20-something years old. This route doesn't really have much new content. You can stream that one. I figure that's the reason you're allowed to stream all of Fate's Day Night as well. Maybe if I were in peak condition. No, not even then. Not even then can I eat the princess's questionable cooking. Oh, that face. Vlov is already pretty dangerous. If a confrontation with him is inevitable, I'd be better off avoiding Arcade's lethal cooking at the very least. Can't have the runs during a fight. That would be bad. I quickly cook up a simple meal before returning to talk to Arcade. Ah! The light! We've outlined a rough plan. Now, we just need to refine it. We got a little touch-up here and there. Yeah, I mean, it's a remake, so of course it's gonna be a little different, but from what I heard, it's essentially the same. The main issue is the fire. Unless we manage to do something about that, neither our Quay nor I will be able to get close enough.
やっぱり奇襲しかないよな。
So basically our only option is to hit him with a surprise attack.
あいつはお前が目的っぽかったし。
I wish they used some stuff in the manga. Unless Nasu wrote the manga, they're not allowed to use. They wouldn't be allowed to use stuff from the other spin-off properties because of the copyright. It's the same reason we can't stream the opening and endings for this game because they're under a separate copyright.
俺は事前に隠れていて、あいつがお前に気を向けている隙に背後から襲いかかる。
He's got his eyes on you, so we could use you as bait to lure him out. I'd make sure to hide somewhere nearby, then when he's focused on you, I can jump out and attack him from behind. How's that sound? Would you be fast enough, though? It's a sloppy plan, but it's not like I can think of anything better. Oh, it still doesn't solve the problem with the fire.
基本はその流れでいいと思う。
Yeah, I think that's a good start.
私がおとり、指揮がとどめ。指揮ならブローブがどれだけ命のリザーブを持っていても関係ないしね。
I'll lure him out, then you deal the finishing blow. Since it's you, it won't matter how much fight he's got left in him. You can take him down straight away.
他にも問題はあるぞ。
There is one more problem.
俺はともかく、お前はあいつと正面から向き合うんだ。あの手みたいな炎はどうするんだ？
Forget about me for a moment. You're going to be facing off against him. What will you do about that fiery claw attack of his?
それは問題じゃないよ。
Huh? That shouldn't be a problem at all.
一度受けてみてブローブの炎は3000度程度って分かったし、今から体を耐熱仕様に作り直しておけば耐えられるわ。
Damn, she can prioritize her skills. She can prioritize what her points are going into. That's nice. Judging by the last time he hit me, I'd guess his fire was only around 3,000 degrees. If I focus on making my body more heat resistant while I recover today, I'll be fine. Beg pardon? Only around 3,000 degrees? I'm pretty sure even rocks start melting at that point.
周囲の炎はもっと簡単。
The flames surrounding him will be even easier to deal
あれ
with.
は地表にかかっているだけの軽度の汚染だから、指揮が物陰から出るとき、ちょっと気合を出して吹き飛ばしてあげる。
There are pollution that loosely clings to his surroundings. Whenever you jump out, it should be a cinch to blow them away for
ホ
you.
テルの時は指揮が後ろにいたからできなかったけど。
I could do it back at the hotel since you were behind me. But it'll be no problem this time. It'll be a cinch, huh? It almost feels too simple, this slapdash plot of ours, but I should put some faith in the woman who saved me from him the first time.
だいたい決まりね。
Sounds like we have a plan.
まず私が餌になってブローブをおびき寄せる。
First, I act as bait to draw out fluff while you wait and hide. What could go wrong?
それでブローブがやってきたらちょっとだけ戦う。
When Fluff comes, he and I will fight for a bit.
今夜の私の
My
体力
strength
じゃ
will
ブ
be
ローブ
enough
は
to
倒
take
し
out
きれない
Fluff
けど
on my own
周
yet,
囲の
but
炎
it'll
を
be
消し飛ばし
sufficient
て
to clear the
動きを
area
抑
of
える
his
ことができ
fire
る。
and hold him in place for a while.
動きを抑えるって具体的にはまさかお前があいつに掴みかかって上から組み伏せるとか
Shiki taking the phrase hold him in place quite literally. Gonna slam him to the ground?
そんな野蛮なこといたしません。
Nothing quite so barbaric. Who do you think I am? A wrestler?
直接組み伏せるとか無駄すぎるし、今まで一度もしたことないし。 する必要性が感じられないし。
Don't think it's a good idea to wrestle with him. I've never done it before anyway. There's a better way. So, forget about the wrestling.
そうか。じゃあどうやってブローブを抑え込む？
Right, so... How are you gonna do this?
場所によるけど、基本的には鎖かな。
Depends on the place. But generally, I just use my chains.
鎖？鎖ってあの鎖か？
Kusari? As in, ano kusari? It's like chains? As in, you know... Chains!
ええ、ほら、こんな風に。
Yep, like this. Ooh. Well, it seems we've stumbled into an H scene, guys. Kurapika? She does have the blonde bob and the red eyes. What the hell? A pair of chains just clamped shut around my wrists. Where did these even come from?
空中の元素を固定化したものよ。私、その形はイメージしやすくて相性いいの。
Damn.
強度は、今なら1本あたり100トンぐらいまでかな。とにかく何十本と重ね掛けするから動きだけなら封じられる。
She combined chemical elements already present in the air. Frickin' Full Metal Alchemist up in here. Chains are just a shape that's easy for me to visualize. I'd say each chain can handle, at the moment, maybe 100 tons? So she can chain up an elephant? Don't worry, I plan on hitting him with a few dozen, so that ought to keep him in place.
鎖の拘束は手足をメインにして、胴体と頭は控えめにするから、指揮はブローブの胴体の死を切ればいい。
Probably had an encounter and he's like, you know what, this would make a good weapon. I mean, considering his whole clan had the scarlet eyes and they were killed for it, what if Kurapika is secretly a true ancestor? Some food for thought. I'll target his limbs so you can have a clear shot at the lines on his torso. Then our vampire princess would have killed him already? Oh, come on! She can't kill all vampires.
わかったから。これ解いてくれ。取れる。ブローブの
I got it, so please, just let me go now. Come on. The chains dissolve into thin air just as quickly as they appeared. She's like, "Aw, it looks so cute all tied up, though." And here we've got yet another example of how ridiculously overpowered she is. But if she can call these chains in and out of existence, then she should be able to tie down Vlad.
とにかく。
From what I gathered, she doesn't really know any other vampires, but it sounds like she doesn't go out and kill indiscriminately as long as they aren't excessively harming people. That's what it sounds like. Hard to say though. She's one of the, because in Fate Extra and stuff, she's a berserker. But she's like one of the few berserkers that actually maintains some semblance of reason, so it's like,
私は戦いになったら隙を見て縄状のものでブローブの手足を縛る。
Moving right along. As soon as I spot an opening, I'll use those chains to bind Blob's arms and legs. I'll only be able to hold him for about 10 seconds, so that's when I'll need you to jump out of your hiding place, come at him head on, and cut through his lines. So Blob's gonna break through a dozen chains that can hold 100 tons in just about 10 seconds. Great. Great. This doesn't sound like a problem at all. Don't worry too much. Killing him should be a piece of cake for you. Thanks for your vote of confidence, I guess.
正面からってお前
Come at him head on, huh? Arquade says it like it's nothing. But I don't feel quite as confident.
いや経験していないことを目算に入れるのはやめよう
You can't count on me doing things I've never done
やっぱり
before.
さ俺がなんとか背後から近づいてあいつの手足の線を切るよそうすればとりあえず自由を奪うことになるんだから
It'll be more practical if I approach him from behind and slice through the lines around his hands and feet first. That way we can rob him of his movement, and that way Arquide wouldn't even have to fight him. I'd like to save any fighting for if my ambush fails. I look at Arquide to see if she approves of my plan.
それじゃあなたは死ぬわ
Shiki, I'll die if you do that.
これはどう行動すれば安全なのかの話じゃない
We're not trying to figure out the safest route.
どうすれば死なないのかじゃなくてどうやって殺すかの話でしょ
Nor are we trying to figure out how not to die. We're trying to figure out how to kill him.
それはそうだけど
You're right, I guess, but
あなたはこれから吸血鬼を相手にするのよ
you're fighting a vampire.
なら今夜だけでも人間の道徳観念は捨ててそんな荷物を持っているといざという時に体が重くなるだけだから
So for tonight, I need you to leave behind all sense of human morality. That kind of baggage will only weigh you down in a fight.
それぐらい分かってる相手が化け物だから俺だって手伝う気になったんだ
I get that. We're fighting a monster, so I'll be ready to help you in any way I
い
can.
え式は分かっていない
I don't think you get it at all.
手足を切るやめてよそんな自殺行為手足を切る暇があるのならまず命を切りなさい他の生き物ならともかくあなたにだけはそれが
His
できるんだ
limbs
から
first? That's suicide. If you have time to cut his limbs, you should be going for a killing blow. Don't get hung up on killing another living creature either. You're the only one who can do this, so I need you to do it properly.
いいブローブには反撃の機会を与えないこと式の利点は相手に正体が知られていないことだけなんだから
Get it? We can't afford to give love a window to strike back. Your only advantage is that he doesn't know who you are or what you're capable of, so don't waste it. Arquide leaves me with no room for objection. The crimson in my eyes say it all. He's telling me that if I miss my first shot, there'll be no second chances. And she has a point. Every second I waste cutting through his limbs is another second in which he can engulf my body in flames and burn me to a crisp.
ブローブは夜になればやってくる
Love will come for us once night
その
falls.
時に私たちいえ私と式であいつをこれ以
That's
上
when
ない
we're
っていう
going to kill
形で
him,
殺すの
Shiki. In the truest sense, we're going to bring an end to him.
どう生き延びるかじゃない
Our strategy here isn't about survival.
どう殺すのかそれだけを考えなさい
It's about killing our opponent. Plain and simple. Don't let anything else distract you. Our case is fierce with disapproval. She's really angry. Angry at the fact that I'm still being so naive about all of this.
分かった俺はためらわない
Got it. I I won't hesitate.
一息で奴の線を全部切る。
I'll cut through his lines in one fell swoop.
それでいいんだろう、アルクエイド。
That should be fine, right? The ferocity in her gaze doesn't dim for a second. At least her silence suggests that she approves of my new attitude.
でもどこで待ち受けようか。
So, ignoring all of that, that leaves us with where we'll ambush him.
このマンションじゃホテルの時と変わらない。人気がなくて俺が隠れられるようなところは。
This apartment wouldn't be any different from the hotel. We need somewhere with nobody around, and a place for me to hide.
この町の中央公園が最適よ。深夜になれば人通りはないんだし。
Then the park will do. Nobody goes there
それでも通り
at
かかって
night.
しまう人がいたのなら、それは純粋にその人に運がなかっただけの話でしょ。
And if someone does happen to wander through, they'll just have to chalk it up to their poor luck. Oh no! Is that Sachan? Oh no! Arquade looks away and turns her back to me as she speaks.
なんだよ。言いたいことがあるなら言えよ。
What is it? If you got something to say, then say it.
無理よ。結局、シキは一度も殺すと
No.
口にしてくれない。
But is it going to work? You haven't even uttered the word kill once.
このままだと最後の瞬間で、あなたはきっとためらう。それで、あっけなく殺される。
At this rate, you'll hesitate at the last moment, and he'll kill you in a snap.
そんなことあるもんか。相手は100人以上の人間を殺した化け物だ。殺すことにためらいなんてあるはずがないだろう。
I'm not going to hesitate. This guy's murdered hundreds of people. Why would I ever feel regret over killing him? Arquade sighs softly.
シキを魔眼で魅了してしまえば、確実にブローブを仕留められるのにね。どうしてかな。初めてそういう気になったのに、初めてそうするのが嫌になっちゃった。
If I were to enthrall you with my mystic eyes, I could so easily ensure you finish off love. It's strange though. This is the first time I've ever felt the urge to charm someone like that. And the first time I've hated the thought of doing so.
なんかすごい矛盾。
What a weird contradiction.
シキを信じるわ。二人でブローブを倒しましょう。
I'll believe in you, Shiki. Let's go take down Flav together. In a flash, her grim tone takes on its usual upbeat lilt again. Her eyes seem filled with trust. Yet, I can see concern creeping into her smile. Oh boy. Arquade and I have arrived at the park a little past 9 p.m.
大事なことだから、もう一度だけ説明しておこうかな。
I'll go over this one more time since it's important.
長く生きた人には、そのあり方を武器にした懲罰能力がある。
Dead apostles who have lived for a long time are able to wield eminence arts.
吸血種に備わった基本的な能力とは別の、そ
Be a
の
little
個体が
concerned
血を飲
too?
むことで持ってしまった。
Yeah, I mean, plus he has shown he's not actually. The fact he was able to kill her was like a weird kind of a fluke. He's not usually able to so easily follow through. So, understandably, there's a concern that he's going to fuck this up and then she's going to be in a bad situation. You can think of it as a curse unique to vampires when gained from consuming blood. This curse of theirs transcends the power of ordinary vampires.
ブローブはその域に達している人よ。
You got 2 theories about why, and for those who don't know the background, you'll keep your mouth shut. Thank you! Yes, no spoilers. It's an old visual novel, so even though I never played Tsukihime before, I know what's up. So yeah, mum's the word. I know what you mean, though. You can always give... Theories are okay as long as you make it explicitly clear that you're just theorizing. Because, I mean, we've had some weird flashbacks to moments where he's similarly committed murders, so it's like, do you got a split personality, buddy? Like, do the lines in his eyes, what's the word I'm looking for? Do the lines in his, he sees, are those, like, you know, because he has the alternate personality that can see them, and the normal shiki is just a normal dude? Who knows? We'll find out. The vampire princess was the trigger for it? Yeah, that much was obvious. Like, it was like something came over him when he saw her. What that was? Who knows? If it's something in his blood, in his soul, in his spirit? We'll find out. Needless to say, Love is a vampire that's reached that level.
人を倒すということは、その懲罰能力を破るということ。
Don't think they explained it in the original novel? Yeah, I don't know if they explained it, but I think you can probably infer a little bit once you have all of the knowledge, but yeah. They'll probably explain it later. Yeah, I think they do in a roundabout way. I think they probably don't say with 100% certainty this is what happened, but they probably give you enough information you can infer what caused it. Yes, it's like, we can probably all agree Shiki had like a moment of temporary insanity, but it's like, why? What caused that? We will find out eventually. Give me 1 sec. Oh, sorry, this is probably gonna be loud. Gain a cough drop. Ah. My throat and voice are doing a lot better after my cold. But I have still needed to rest up after streaming the past few days, so, you know, during the stream where I'm yapping the entire time like this, need to give it some TLC. Alright. Ow. Alright. Defeating him means overcoming his eminence art at the same time.
あの炎を消す手段を獲得しない限り、人間に勝ち目はない。だから、
As a human,
私がブローブの呪いを壊すまで、シキはあいつに近づかないでね。
As a human, you won't stand a chance against his flames until I extinguish them first. It's vital that you stay away from him until I do. The flowcharts? Oh god, yeah, no, that's... We haven't had to use them yet, because miraculously I seem to keep picking the right option just by pure bluff. But yeah, when you get the bad ending, it's like, oh god, how far back do I have to go? Because yeah, some visual novels, when you pick the wrong choice, you get the bad ending within like 20 minutes. So it's obviously like, okay, I'll just go back to the last choice I made and pick the other one, see what happens. Our plan is simple. First, our queen will lead him here. She told me that vampires can sense one another's location unless they make an effort to conceal their biological wavelength or something. Their key energy! How very Dragon Ball. Well, and most animes have something like that. It just made me immediately think of Dragon Ball, where they just suddenly sense the bad guy has descended on the planet. Apparently, Vlav isn't hiding his wavelength at all. Though Arquade wasn't sure if that was because he doesn't want to, or because he can't. Only took them 20 plus years? I mean, I think for better or worse, no matter how you feel about Fate Grand Order, that was the final, like, linchpin, so to speak. Making because they can see in the different servers how much money they're making, and I'm sure Aniplex was like, we need to release this shit. We need to, there's money to be made! We're downloading the Japanese version, it's like, oh yeah, what the hell. Might as well, yeah. Hi, Luna! Luckily for us, that means she'll know exactly when Vlav approaches us, and from where. Normally, Arquade would hide her wavelength, but right now she's letting it go free, broadcasting her whereabouts and issuing a challenge to Vlav. Trying to draw him like a moth to the flame. What if you braid all the other vampires to the yard, though? And with a bit of luck, the moth will fly straight into her proverbial zapper. Then, all we'll have to do is follow through with the plan. Nero will make an appearance in the far side routes? I imagine so? We can only wait and find out, I suppose. I'll observe the battle from my hiding spot in the bushes, while our queen binds Vlav with her chains. Then, at the signal, I'll jump out and cut through his lines. Arquade doesn't look nervous at all. If anything, she seems a little bored as her gaze lingers over empty space. They put in Vlav to throw people off who had played the original game? I mean, it makes sense. They gotta change things up somehow. I wish I could be that calm. I grip my knife tight in my pocket. Don't keep it in your pocket. Keep it out, buddy. You don't have the split second to waste drawing your knife. You need to have that shit out and at the ready. It's a bit nerve-wracking. There are a lot of uncertainties. There's a lot of uncertainties in this plan. Studio Dean unfortunately was a train wreck when it came to Type Moon animes. For one, it hinges on Fluff not noticing me while I hide. Arquay told me that the chances of him noticing me were extremely low. But that doesn't mean they're non-existent. If he does notice me, I'll be done for. Burned alive without any recourse. Just like he did with so many in the hotel. Just like that, we will have El Crispy Tuna for dinner. Even so, I'm fine with those odds. I agreed to this plan, knowing full well the risks involved. There's just one more major variable. What if our Queen can't bind Vlav? In other words, what if Vlav manages to beat our Quid? Yeah, I heard it was the TV series wasn't too bad. But where it kind of flopped a bit was it tried to incorporate elements from all the other routes instead of just sabers, apparently. So once you start trying to mix different stuff together, it kind of starts getting messy. I'd have to deal with them myself. It'd come down to me and a single knife to defeat Vlav and save our queen. It's fine! You've got the power of anime and a sword on your side. Thinking of the manga? I don't know. Maybe. I didn't watch the anime anyway. I'm going off what I remember reading people talk when people were talking about stuff. Can I even do such a thing? Can I face those flames alone? Just the thought of it makes me tremble. I tightened my grip on the knife, coiling my fingers around the handle so hard it hurts. Well, at least you won't drop the knife now. An implacable fear wells within me. I can't even pin down what I'm afraid of.
怖いの、シキ。
Damn! Called right out. You afraid? Before I realize it, she's standing right in front of me. Oh, how pathetic. My quivering must have gotten pretty bad if she noticed.
めちゃくちゃ怖い。あの吸血鬼が近づいてくるかと思うだけで泣きたくなる。
Recommend getting gloves that better increase your grip and protect your hand? Maybe that's for next time. I guess they didn't really have time to procure such things before this fight, though. Arque definitely has the money for them.
シキ、泣いてないけど？
Huh? But you don't look like it.
必死に我慢してんだよ。わかれ、バカ。
Hey, don't call her stupid. Yeah, and it's taking all I've got to keep it that way. He's so bad at reading the mood. I wish he'd have the slightest clue what I'm feeling. Why is she the one who's looking hurt? I mean, you called her stupid. I think most people would be upset if you called them stupid. Access to modern finances? The gold deposit could make sense, yes. Alternatively, depending how long she's awake, if you just slowly accumulated wealth over time, like you would have a stash still, yeah. I don't know, maybe she bought like a property a few hundred years ago and she finally sold it. Several bank accounts in nations, part of old well-established banks, that also could be it. I don't know if she has any followers, so to speak, but if she does have followers, they could have managed her assets while she was asleep or whatever else.
ところで、私もその吸血鬼なんだけど。
Hm. I'm a vampire too, you know.
ああ、知ってるよ。何度も聞いた。
Yeah, you told me a million times.
だから吸血鬼である私が怖くないの？
Exactly, so why aren't you afraid of me? Hi, Drakon, how's it going?
今までのあなたの定義からすると生き物として嫌悪の対象になると思うんだけど。
Based on your idea of vampires, you should despise us. Huh? Hi, Drakon. Yeah, we're good. I'm good. Right now we're just playing Tsukihime and discussing how this vampire has access to modded finances. You got your first hexa. Ooh, that's exciting in Gray and Blue Fantasy. Man, I've been first step. Yeah, I've been looking up how you do those raids, so I'm researching. I'm not feeling brave enough to try yet, but I'm inching my way there, because I've started doing the revans regularly. So I'm like just slowly inching my way. Same, felt very weak. God, yeah. It's like when they just came out with the new raids in Gray and Blue, like the Magna 3, even though it's not a matter of not being strong enough. It's sometimes you go in for the first time without having the right party and you just get obliterated and you're like, oh god, that's humbling. It's oof. The game's remember, you're fighting gods. You're just a bunch of humans. I'm a little taken aback by her sudden remark. She's not entirely wrong, but...
なんか、お前は別。だって血を吸ったことないんだろ。ならいい。吸血鬼だろうとなんだろうと、俺たちに手を出さないでいてくれるなら、それでいい
You're
ん
an
だ。
exception. You've never even drunk blood, so you're fine in my book, vampire or not. As long as you don't lay a hand on humans, I've got no problem with you.
なるほど、そういう考えもありなんだ。
Huh. I guess that's one way to think about it. I guess that's convinced her. It's like our Quaid's previous hang-up slid off her like water off a duck's back. Quack, quack. She just wanted to know whether or not he was taking her seriously or not. The hands on the clock indicate it's now 10 p.m. Damn, his family has no idea. I am sure a missing persons report has been filed at this point. By morning, it will have been 48 hours since his family has seen him. According to our Quaid, this is when vampires start to get active. He's likely coming up above ground now. He's going to get quite the lecture. Man, I don't even think lecture is going to, cover it. I think Kohaku might give him a beatdown. Hisui would be sad and disappointed. Akiha would probably yell at him and, try and ground him. Kohaku would smack him upside the head.
Shoki?
Is he insane? Oh, he's just making a straight beeline. Her Quaid's demeanor shifts. Her words drip with contempt as she turns away from me, peering north towards the station.
アルクエド。
Her Quaid?
信じられない。あいつ、本当にその一人なの？
What is he doing? Is this guy really an ancestor? Uh-oh. Sakia is more likely to give him a beatdown? Fair enough. I follow her gaze over the horizon. Is that smoke? Thick black smoke curls upward into the night sky. It must be a fire down to... Wait. A fire?
アルクエド、あれ、まさか。
Arcade? Is that what I think it is?
グローブよ。無差別に人を襲って。
It's Fluff. He's attacking people downtown. Oh, he's calling our bluff. Yeah. We tried to set a trap for him. He's like, you're gonna have to come and get me.
正気が欠けている。なんて甘かった。あいつは死者と変わらない。血が足りなければ目の前の人間から補充する獣だった。文明社会。この時代の人間のルールをまるで把握していない。
Saying he's insane might have been a little too generous on my part. This guy is no better than some of the lower ranks. He's a beast that draws blood from the people around him to replenish his strength. He has no concept of what laws govern this modern age, let alone civilized society. The sound of a faraway explosion rings through the air. Oh boy! The smoke surges into the air with newfound intensity. Ooh, into the thick of it! Into the thick of it! Into the thick of it! Fuck! This is bad. If he's moving, is it battle time? I think it is. I think their cute little plan has just gone up in smoke. Pun intended. The number of victims alone would be at least in the thousands. Saying is this idiot's breaking the first rule of the supernatural side. He's rocking the boat and you're not supposed to. Yeah, that's kind of what I got the gist of as well. Arcade is like weirdly an enforcer. Like she hunts the vampires, but particularly those who have gone above and beyond because they're not following the natural order of things. It's like, yeah, you know, Wolf hunts animals. Fine. You start killing for pleasure? No, we got problems.
Arcade.
Arcade!
わかってる。急ぎましょう、シキ。
I know. We better hurry, Shiki. This is fine. We run for the station. Hoi. Everything is not awesome. Not even a little bit. Just what the hell is going on over there? Nothing good. Uh-oh. Did someone wake up on the wrong side of the bed? Do you have a headache? He awakes in agonizing pain. He sounds a little unwell, yeah. His screams pierce the air. There was a loud grinding noise, like a piece of metal getting caught in a blender. Oh! That is a terrible image. Just imagining that sound. His cries are horrific, otherworldly. So horrific, they even make his minions tremble. Buddy, I think you might want to stay home. Just take some cold medicine and it'll knock you right out. Just sleep it off. You rise and flails and lashes about. But none of his protests numbed the pain enveloping his entire being. I mean, Arcade mentioned it before, the entire reason the vampires eat blood is they need to replenish, basically their DNA is falling apart at an abnormal rate, so they have to consume blood and flesh to replenish it. So, I mean, if you think of it that way, every single day you wake up in the agonizing pain of your body eating itself from the inside out. What a life. The skin at his fingertips splits and cracks. Acid oozes from within his bones, melting and gnawing at his body from the inside. Oh my goodness. His heart shrivels and corrodes from the necrosis, only to regenerate again, forcing him to prolong his own suffering. An unending cycle of torture, doomed to last as long as he lives. His only escape would have been death. But even that salvation was stolen from him long ago. When you have a bad day, da 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 da. Damn. Okay, so this doesn't look like love. He doesn't remember why he abandoned death. He doesn't remember when it was that death became such a distant concept. All he knows is suffering, cold, pain, heat, fear. His mind is filled with nothing but animalistic screams. He knows that he came to this land in pursuit of something. To kill something. He left the woman he loved behind and crossed the turbulent waters. Oh, that was a mistake. Always stay with the girlfriend. Always stay with the girlfriend. No waifu, no laifu. This is his last chance. He's prepared to reclaim it all, leaving himself no hope for a return journey. The only question is how much remains for him to recover. I mean, I would say Ooh, excuse me. I would say your wife or your girlfriend is probably dead. So. Oh, it is Fluff. Well, well, well. He had a girlfriend, it seems. What a dumbass. Bless you, thank you. Day by day, sanity is stripped from his mind. Day by day, the curse consumes his body. Was this fate bestowed upon him as punishment for crimes committed in some distant past? Not even he remembers. He's already forgotten so many things. Whatever it is he yearns to take back, his sanity is no longer on the table. RIP. Sanity was lost to him long ago. Sanity can never be found again. You'll never find it in the bargain bins, no matter how much you look for it. His wealth and assets, too, were lost when he traversed the oceans. And now, there is no way for him to return to his homeland. The only way for him to survive is to turn this foreign land into his second domain. Sir, why would you even leave? questions we gotta ask here. You had a land. You had a domain. You apparently had someone you loved very much at some point. What happened here? Alright, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I was just asking questions. Yet his past, his future, they matter not. At this moment in time, he craves for one thing. Blood. His throat is freezing. His skin is parched. His soul hungers. Needs warm blood as soon as possible. He desires to be bathed in it as soon as possible. No clip? Damn, no clipped got no clipped. Questions like where he is or what he's doing pale in the face of such fervent longings. He walks through the darkness. Zombies obediently fall in line behind him, marching silently along. Well, this is going great. This'll be great. Just a hungry Vambi and a bunch of zombie wombies. The metal box carries him to the surface where he creeps outside into the brilliantly lit streets. That very instant, azure flames spill out, flooding the area around him like a ripple on the lake. The humans in the vicinity had no way of sensing the impending danger. Shrouded by a blue haze, he mercilessly steps out onto the crosswalk, ignoring the blinking traffic lights in the van that threatens to crash into him. Meanwhile, the ghouls seize innocent passerbys left and right, grabbing them by their shoulders and taking them to the ground. A plethora of horrific noises follow, the crunching of bone, the devouring of flesh. And though the people scream and cry, none of them flee. By the time they realize this terrible reality has befallen them, they have no recourse. The van collides with the strange man, but at the moment of impact, it is split down the center. In less than a minute, those caught by the ghouls are reduced to pitiful scraps of flesh. The flames fan out throughout the area, scorching the legs of those who try to escape until they are little more than charred stumps. Their wriggling torsos remain behind as fodder for the ghouls to feed on. Jesus! Hell's pandemonium, given life on Earth. Why? Why what? This is your fault, buddy. In the middle of the pandemonium, the man regains a glimmer of reason. He squints at the dazzling lights around him, though his thoughts are still drenched in his own pain. The sight stirs disgust within him, providing him a brief moment of clarity. Why must this town be so glaring? I mean, you don't gotta stay here, buddy. You can go. We're not gonna stop you. Filth is something one ought to conceal. Oh, great! He's taking the moral high ground. Is it the custom of this land to bare it to the world? Before him is a vast cornucopia of humans. Normally, he would feast and drink till his gut was brimming with rich, warm blood. But the urge to do so does not strike him now. How can this land be called fertile if the humans inhabiting it have tainted it so? Humans abound, I shall not want for blood. Azure flames surround the living dead. They engulf the ghouls, changing their very being and rewriting their composition. They become a type of undead fueled by flame. In exchange for their swollen strength, their lives quickly burn out like candles. Yet, I seek not the blood of these pigs. His physiological disgust only amplifies his curse. Blue flames spill from his being, rushing across the asphalt like a river bursting free from its dam. There it finds and claws and devours all living things. In the end, it is all meaningless. Wow. The seared human fruits burst and spew the warm juices as he tramples over their flesh. Jesus. He accepts their offering with head bent and distaste, an act tantamount to being showered in vomit. What other choice does he have? If he were not bathed in this disgrace, his body would not move. This light, this prosperity, all of it is meaningless to me. Burning zombies fall back into line behind him like a ghastly parade. He does not remember what he was chasing. But until he remembers, there is only one thing for him to do. A much-needed service that he is to provide. He sneers, thinking how these humans ought to suffer and die. Yes, this bloated den of humanity deserves a wretched end. Why do the people from the old world always have a problem with people prospering? Why do they always think this is like ghastly? The town is in chaos. People crowd the streets as they push and pull to escape the mayhem. The fire in front of the station is visible from here. An emergency broadcast plays on the large digital displays on the side of the buildings. A fire has broken out at the north exit of Soya Station. All trains heading in and out of Soya have been temporarily suspended. People in the downtown area are currently running for their lives. The broadcast switches over to a news presenter interviewing a young girl. She's wearing high school uniforms. It seems she only just managed to slip away from the fire. It's so hot, so hot, so hot. Why is it so hot? The those things hate Yuka. They even bit my arm. I kept moving, even though they were dead and they were burning, but they wouldn't stop smiling. Her voice is panicked, driven, delirious by the dire situation. The fire spreads relentlessly, and the entire neighborhood has been urged to evacuate. But even with those orders in place, the main street is full of people. They gather and draw together, spurred by curiosity. From a distance, they watch the fire unfold, filming and sending messages to update their friends and family. The road to the station has already been blocked off. Fire prevention, perhaps? No, it's too soon for that. There's still too many people in the area to be blocking it off like this. It's almost like trying to keep whatever is inside from escaping. Uh-oh. We aren't getting through this way.
Shiki, こっち.
Shiki, over here. Our queen seizes my hand. Without another word, she tugs me along, guiding me through the massive onlookers drawn by the fire. Whoa, hey, slow down!
こんなところに来てどうするんだ?
Why did we come here? She lets go of my hand. Our queen slowly scans the wall of the nearest building.
これならいけそう。
Okay, this'll work.
2人で飛ぶのは初めてだけど、この高さなら問題ないはず。
It's my first time jumping with another person, but I should still be able to manage this height, no problem.
は?
What do you mean, huh? Come on, use your brain. You watch anime, right? Our queen doesn't hesitate for a second. She grabs my arms as if to secure me.
上まで飛ぶわ。しっかり捕まってなさい、シキ。
Hold on tight. Aren't you going to princess carry him? Woo! Man. This is just... It shouldn't be funny, but it is. Because I'm just thinking of Fate Stay Night, where, like, Archer always carries Rin in, like, the crook of his arm. And even Saber, I'm pretty sure, is gentle with Shiro. And then we've got this. Then we've got... Grab dude by the scruff of his neck. We're flying. Oh no, you're falling with style. No, we're jumping. Our queen leaped against the wall, bouncing off it onto the next multiple times, till we found ourselves soaring above the rooftops and high across the sky. Ah yes, the Mario double jump. The wall jump. With me in tow, of course. Don't talk. If you bite off your tongue, you'll die. We're so high up, I'm going to lose it. How high are we even? We're above the building, so this is like, what, 40 meters? Higher? A 20-meter high roller coaster is enough to give me a heart attack, and this has gotta be double that. Oh, with my feet dangling over open space!
Shiki, 黙ってないと下噛んじゃうよ。
Huh? Shiki, if you don't stop screaming, you'll bite your tongue. I called it. Our queen tilts her head at my screams, but having said that, her movements only grow more turbulent. She jumps from building to building, bouncing off the rooftops like she were a rabbit hopping around the moon. Ha ha ha, moon mentioned. My expression tightens as my body is subjected to forces unimaginable. But just as I'm beginning to enjoy the experience, you're enjoying it! Masochist. Masochist! We're atop a tall building that provides us a panorama of the city. A rooftop garden concealed from unwanted eyes. Yet, here we stand.
お前なんて無茶を
Would you mind giving me a little heads up next time? The abrupt up and down movement has me heaving to catch my breath. Just throw up your dinner, it's fine. Just get it out, you'll feel better. My chest hurts, I'm sure. The blood pressure spike was bad for my heart. And even though there was no change in air pressure, my whole body is rigid from coming to such an abrupt halt. It's like I've got the bends. Oh! You got bubbles in your blood? That's no good.
見て、あそこよ。
Look, over there.
見ろって
Look at what? I don't manage to finish the thought. For a moment, I even forget about my racing heart. It's all on fire. Does that building say omen? No, that's just twisted. Our city, the place that I know so well, its familiar buildings are awash in a sea of flame. Hey, it's Fuyuki! What? My eyes adjust to the sight, and I see the tragedy play out in full view. The main street is veiled in hues of red as the fire colors the town. The flames whittle away the surface of the buildings like a knife. An unholy river of flames with that man at the center of it all, basking in the rain of blood as he saves himself. There are silhouettes spread out in front of him. Police officers have him surrounded on all sides to stop his onslaught. The muzzles of their pistols flash as they fire on cue. Why do the cops always feel like if they shoot at this clearly supernatural situation, they'll get anywhere? If Love doesn't flinch in the slightest, he likely hasn't even noticed their presence. More silhouettes step out from the flames behind the monstrous man. Flaming zombies. Some of them may have been alive mere minutes ago, but now they're little more than shambling corpses. They approach the police officers as if begging for their help. Woof! What the hell just happened? Utter disbelief coats my voice. It's too late to turn back now. All the urgent bravado I had for this mission was bleached away by the sight of the town. The only thing left is pure horror. So, this is a vampire's true power. A power that enables him to kill people just by existing. And we're supposed to defeat him?
いないわね、教会の連中。
Looks like the church hasn't shown up.
ここまで見境なしならそろそろやってくるはずだけど、やっぱりこの国には赴任していない。
Such an ostentatious display should have drawn them out by now, I guess. That means they really did dispatch anyone to this country. About that. Oh, so Kotomine Kire helping? Never.
でも その割にはきっちり交通規制はしているし。ここの
That
大聖
said,
者
they close down
実際始まっ
traffic
て
fairly
制服組な
quickly.
のかしら。
Maybe there's an executor around, just not one of their warriors. Our queen's focus lies elsewhere, away from the river of flames. She seems to be on guard for something else.
さあ、どうしようかシキ。
Well, Shiki, what do you want to do?
見ての通り、ブローブはあの状態よ。私を探し出そうとする理性すらなかったただの殺戮者。
As you can see, Love isn't of a sound mind right now. He isn't even trying to find me anymore. The only thing on his mind is slaughter.
あのまま放っておけば、あいつは血を消耗して弱体化する。
If we just leave him be, he'll burn through his reserves and grow weak.
ブローブの存在規模から言って、この町は燃え尽きるだろうけど、その後なら私一人でも倒せるわ。
Knowing Flav, he'll probably burn down the entire city before that happens. But after he's done, he'll be weak enough for me to defeat by myself.
楽をして傍観をする？それとも
You want to take it easy? Just sit back and watch till our chance arrives. Or... I know what she's saying. Do I want to brave the danger to save these lives? She must already know my answer. But she's still checking my resolve. One last time. She's a good partner. She doesn't assume anything. She asks. A chill crawls down my back, but I stare back with as much willpower as I can muster.
方針に変更なしなのね。
Oof, alright, got it. Our objective remains unchanged then.
これを見ても気が変わらないなんて、あなたもブローブのことは言えないかも。
Well, if seeing all of this won't change your mind, you might be as sane as Flav. I mean, I think reasonably. Yeah, anyone would be scared in this situation, but I think also the idea of just sitting and waiting for tens of thousands of people to die is a really difficult choice to make as well.
でもどうするの？
But what should we do now?
私はこのまま始めても構わないけど。
I guess I don't mind starting right away, you know. Starting? She's saying she can change the location of the battle? Hi, Jiren. Do Type Moon properties share a canonical universe and world? Some of them do. Like most. You came in a bit late? It's okay. That's what the VOD will be for. But yeah, so, most of the type, some of the type, the Fate series take place in, like, the same universe. Like, Fate Stay Night, obviously, Fate Zero, and the El Malloy case files, which is about Waver as an adult. Those all take place in the same world. Fate Grand Order spun off of a what-if scenario. So basically in Fate Grand Order, the Fuyuki Grail War didn't end up happening because of a split. Same in Apocrypha. So like there's some that all happen in the same world, others that spin off. Basically, how it always used to be is there's worlds that are based around the Tsukihime lore. Yeah, so generally how it always was is there are worlds set with Tsukihime lore, and then there's worlds that are set with Fate lore. The magic in both worlds is similar, but how the characters are different. Like, Toko and Aoko do technically exist in the Fate universe, but they're in Fate Extra. But conversely, Rin, Shiro, and Sakura don't exist in Tsukihime world in Witch of the Holy Night. But Witch of the Holy Night is sort of a prequel to Tsukihime in a way, and also I just read a thread talking about how Seijuro, the protagonist of Witch of the Holy Night, has a very similar background as Seiichiro, who's in Fate's Day Night. So it's like they don't all take place in the same world, but they all seem to take place in, like, you know, time parallel universes of each other. So it's like it's the same world, but each version is like a different world on like a different branch of the tree kind of thing.
なんとかできるのか、あの状況。
And that's why it was so what's the word I'm looking for? So crazy when they put Arc in Fate Grand Order, and also they made an original character who's a true ancestor. Because up until that point, Tsukihime and Fate had stayed very separate from each other. So the character that was a true ancestor was the first time the lore from Tsukihime started bleeding into the Fate universe. And then now Arcade and CL are characters in the series. So it's like, oh god, okay. So I guess with that, you could definitely say, oh yeah, like they're all just parallel universes of each other in some cases. Because the vampires are more active, the servants and the Grail Wars don't end up happening, and then vice versa. You get cool overlap of general rules, universe and stuff. Yeah, the Type Moon stuff does have that to some extent. Because, Tsukihime, Fate, and the Garden of Sinners all have something in it called the Root, which is basically the source of all supernatural stuff. It's the source of energy. It's the source of magic. The Grail Wars that are in Fate's Day Night, they're all grand rituals meant to try and bring the mages closer to the Root. So think of it as, like, yeah, the Grail War is basically a huge experiment to try and find the center of the universe kind of thing. So that root is in all of the Type Moon properties. So I don't think they cover it, but Shiki's power probably works because somehow his ability is close to the root, as they call it, and so that's how he's able to just literally kill things by removing their existence. And Shiki Ryogi has like the very same thing as well, and I'm pretty sure they explicitly said her power in Garden of Sinners is tied to the root. It's been a long time since I've watched those movies. I really should rewatch them. It's like one of my favorite Type Moon properties, but yeah, so yeah. Big long yap explanation to basically say essentially they're all in the same world, but at the same time they're all parallel universes, so most of the stories still take place in like the same timeline, so to speak.
うまくいけば私も人目につくのは避けたいし
Well, hopefully. It's not like I want to be out here in plain view either.
頼む。今すぐあいつを叩き出してくれ。
Appreciate a good yap, love all the detail. Happy to help. I am definitely not the most knowledgeable person about Type Moon stuff. But I have been in the fandom a long time, so I have picked up a fair bit.
了解ならあいつごとそこに落とすわ
Alright, got it. I'll take him down below.
あの下なんか空洞みたいだし
There's some kind of cavern beneath these roads anyway. You mean the subway? Take him below a cavern? What is she talking about? Never mind. This isn't time to be asking questions. We've got to get him away from here as fast as we can.
でも約束は忘れないでちゃんと後からついてきてね
But remember what we promised. You're gonna come in after me, okay? And before my mind has time to catch up with all she said, Arquay jumps. Excuse you? You left him on a roof. How is he going to follow you? What if the staircase to the roof is locked? How's he gonna get down? She abandons me on the roof and leaps into the void. Thanks! Actually, you know what? I'm stupid. Oh, I wasn't expecting lyrics. I like to think Shiki's a resourceful being. I was gonna say, I'm stupid because he has his knife and everything in the world, including inanimate objects, has the lines. He could just slice the door to get into the stairwell. Like, he can literally, like, you know, kill the door. A flurry of air catches her body as she falls from the rooftop, unfettered from the chains of gravity, unanchored by nature's laws. Instead of falling, she rises gently. Like a ship in the wind, she sails across the sky, kind of Keiichi Okabe-esque. Yeah, you're right. Ah, yes! This classic image. I can't even be surprised. She's like an infant incarnation of the planet. Every fluctuation that plays across its surface belongs to her. All of nature's blessings, all its fury. That which nurtures life, and that which destroys it, both are hers to wield, to embody.
よーし
Here we go! The beautiful flower swivels her body away from the moon. Her attention shifts from the skies to the ground. It is time for her unbound chains and coiled up anchors to slam into the ground. Below her is the concrete castle, spewing sparks of flame.
せーの
1, 2! Whoa! The flower that bloomed in the night sky transforms into a falling star! It looks like when Archer in Fate Stay Night shot an arrow all the way across town. Like, that's the kind of impact. The moon lily becomes a tempest to blow away the conflagration. She's a human missile. No, she's not human. She must have fallen from a height of some 80 meters in the sky to hit Flav. No, not fallen. It was calculated. She launched herself right at him. After adjusting her trajectory in midair, she accelerates towards her target with missile-like precision. Dirt and debris erupt in a cloud around the impact site. A massive storm of dust sweeps the air. It didn't hurt when you fell from heaven. For her? Definitely not. Even the ever-expanding river of fire is snuffed out in one fell swoop. Woo! Arc the firefighter! Oh, well, they didn't die, at least. As soon as I read most of them are instantly put out of commission, I'm like, oh shit, she killed them by accident. The police officers that had surrounded Vlav were sent flying backwards by the blast. Most of them were instantly put out of commission. Those who weren't knocked out are too overcome by fear to mount any sort of resistance. Hydrate. Thank you! I'm out of water, but I've had a cough drop in my cheek this whole time, so my throat's technically fine. A perfectly natural response. Woof. Holy crap is right. The dust settles, unveiling the scene below. Or what's left of it anyway. Arquee's attack did just take out Vlav. She plunged into the earth and shattered through its surface, taking a section of the station's north exit and a good chunk of the shopping district down with her. So this is what she meant when she said she'd take him down. The crater has gotta be at least 40 meters deep. It feels like I'm witnessing some spectacle of nature on par with the Amazon rainforest or Niagara Falls. Hey! Niagara Falls mentioned! Canada! After that idiot ever heard of restraint? No. What do you mean restraint? What else was she gonna do? Oh, still, this is incredible. Did she plan all of this out, or did it just happen to go well? Oh, from my vantage point on the rooftop, I don't spot any casualties. Police officers outside of the blast zone come rushing in to tend to their unconscious brethren. As a result, the vicinity is completely clear of human life. Hold on. I think it was accidentally on auto, so let's scroll back a bit. There we go. Of course, this isn't praise. Still, this is incredible. Did she plan all of this? From my vantage point on the rooftop, I don't spot any casualties. Police officers outside of the blast zone come rushing in to tend to their unconscious brethren. Then they set out to withdraw from the area. Okay. As a result, the vicinity is completely cleared of human life. She's one hell of a force to be reckoned with, and you stick your D in that. Oh! Was that Vlav's fire? Maybe our queen missed her target, or Vlav managed to dodge just in time. Either way, he's still alive. What a monster surviving a blast like that. But something is chasing him down within the flames. A burst of white flashes from within the cloud of dust, pushing back against him. You're gonna come in after me, okay? Arquee's words echo in my mind. There'll be time to think later. Now, I've got to get down from here! Oh hey, the stairs were open, how convenient. I make for the stairs. Oh, there we go! I cut through the lock on the door with my knife. I was right! I hurtle down the stairs by the glow of the emergency lights. Bro is gonna have to run down like 20 flights of stairs and then fight a vampire. My resolve and my breathing are both rendered wild and ragged as I speed downwards. All I have to do is sever Vlav's lines. First, Arqueed will fight him and bind him with her chains. Then it will be my turn. I'll run up to him, cut his lines, and chop him to pieces. What Arqueed did just now was truly amazing. It's no wonder she insisted she could restrain him. That said,
だけど
even so, Blob is still alive as well. There's a chance that our queen underestimated him. And if she did, her wounds put her at a disadvantage. Worst case scenario, I'll have to face Blob alone. No, that won't happen. We didn't plan for the worst because there was ever any need to. Because if our queen were defeated, there'd be no option for me but to run away. At last, I make it to an elevator. The elevators are still running? There's still electricity? I throw myself inside and slam the button for the first floor. There's no more time for doubts. Even if there was, I'm in way too deep to voice them. I try to take a deep breath and check myself over. Good. Still in one piece. Body still moving. I can't imagine standing in an elevator waiting like a time like this. Honestly. Like, taking the stairs all the way down would suck energy-wise, but what if the power cuts out and you get stuck in the elevator? What then? The only parts that feel stiff are my fingers. They're gripped so tightly around my knife that they don't even feel like they're part of my own body. Is this fear I'm feeling? Am I scared of facing that monster? That incarnation of violence? That's all it is, then I'm fine. At least, this proves I'm still in my right mind. This is a creature that can kill, just by being in close proximity to someone. Any human ought to be afraid of that. But that leaves one other fear. The real problem. Namely, I'm more afraid of killing than being killed. Oh, our queen was right to doubt you! My breathing quickens. My heart thumps faster in my chest, like it's trying to break free from my body. I arrive at the first floor. Adjusting my grip on the knife, I run as fast as I can towards the crater. Damn! I step out of the building and witness the mountain of rubble before me. Slowly, I inch closer to the crater, stopping just short of where the ground caved in to peer over the edge. Hey! Look at him! He's so tiny! It's definitely 40 meters deep. There was a park here once, but there's no trace of it now. The debris is scattered across the slope all the way down to where it bottoms out into the cavern. Just a little guy in a world of magical monsters? Honestly, how's he even gonna get down there? Like, there's no stairs for him this time. No human can just drop 40 meters and be fine. He's gonna have to try and climb/slide his way down and hopefully not injure himself. It looks like it'll be too steep to climb back up, though I should be able to get down safely enough. Which is why Oh! I was like, are you really giving me a choice? Bombs away! I can't back down, knowing exactly where our enemy is. And it's not just Flav down there. Our queen is there too, fighting him at this very moment. I promise I'd fight at her side. It'll be alright. After all, it's not my job to fight this battle. I just need to deliver the finishing blow. Once she's got him pinned down, I'll get in and cut through his lines. But in order to do that...
そうだ。おじけづいてる場合か。
Ah, screw it, there's no time to be scared! Woo! Cool. 8-point landing! Yeah! Not much of a superhero landing, but he's in one piece. I quickly cover my nose and mouth with my hand. It was a pure reflex, a survival instinct that triggered a response to the searing atmosphere around me. I can't breathe. Sure, there's plenty of oxygen. I learned from our time in the hotel that these flames are some type of curse. They don't undergo combustion the way a real flame would. The problem is the heat. The air is so hot that taking a normal breath would roast my lungs to a crisp. Bro got a sword! Both vampires are before me, a perfect contrast. One clad in white and the other in his black cloak. Claw and cleaver meet time and time again. Despite the heat, our queen doesn't break a sweat as she continues to press back against Flav. To me, it looks like our queen has the upper hand. It won't be long now until she manages to restrain him. There's just one problem. That is how long I'll last. Since my body is already ablaze! Oh. Be a crispy boy. Strangely enough, I don't feel any pain. Even without breathing, I've got a grasp of the situation. I grip my knife tight, waiting for the moment that I can take down Flav. Like a sprinter, waiting for his signal. Or an unmoving specter. I wait. And wait. And wait. Uh-oh! Did I pick the wrong ending? My eyeballs dry, sizzle, smoke, and turn to ashes. But still, I wait. The moment never comes. Ah, fuck! And neither does the realization that I've long since burned to ashes. Whoopsies! First bad end! Uh-oh! What? This segment has been created solely for the purpose of assisting troubled players and bears no relation to any actual persons or Tsukihime characters. Please be advised that it may divert substantially in tone from the main story. Oh no! Did we unlock Neko arc? Play dubious hint segment 4? Sure? Oh no. Oh no. It is Nick Clark! This is the dead-end police! Stop right there! Do you have any idea how fast you were going? Why do you seem so happy about this? Our protag just got barbecued.
いよいよ本格的なバトルが始まったので、つい興奮してしまって。
We found the post-episode preview slash special? Honestly, not gonna lie, this is a great way to wrap up because I would have to stop at like 10:30 at the latest anyway. Excuse me. The battle was just so exciting, I got a little ahead of myself.
案内役のシエル教官こと私と部外者の猫でお届けする Q&A コーナー。
Welcome to a very special Q&A hosted by me, your professor, and this cat that keeps showing up for some reason.
教えて、シエル先生にようこそ。
Teach me, Miss Ciel.
プレイによってはここが初めてのデッドエンドかもしれません。
Depending on how you've been playing, this may be your first dead end. Yeah, I am just that good.
それくらい、なんていうか、自然に選んでしまいますから。
I kind of understand why you would pick this option.
でも落ち着いて、よく状況を確かめましょう。人間は炎の中では生きられないので。
How was I supposed to know he was going to be set on fire by going down there? But you should calm down and really think about the situation. Humans don't react well to being set on fire.
まあ猫的にこのデッドエンドは評価するけどにゃ。
I'd say this dead end was the cat's meow.
だって目の前で絶世の美女が戦ってるんだぜ。一体誰が冷静になれようか。
Nigawar gets it. You've got a total babe fighting right in front of you. How's anyone supposed to stay calm? Here's a poem from me to you.
家中の栗がピクニック。ウェルカムウェルカムウェルダン。
Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Welcome, welcome. Well done.
どうですかな。むやみに食欲をそそりますかな、マドモアゼ。
What do you think? I bet that got your tummy rumbling, mademoiselle.
いえ、全然意味がわからないので。まあ、お肉は片焼き派ですけど。
No, I'm afraid I don't understand it at all. Though I do prefer my meat extra crispy.
あれ、そうにゃの？ちょっと意外。フランス人なのに血の滴るステーキはダメ。
Wait, really? I thought you were French. You don't like your steak nice and bloody?
ビーフカレーのお肉は柔らかいものが至高ですが、生焼けはちょっと生理的に。
Tender meat is delicious in things like beef curry, but when it's uncooked, it's just too visceral.
レアというか、池作りを好むのは多分アキハさんではないでしょうか。
But I'd bet that Akiha likes rare meat, or maybe Ikezukuri would be more her style.
ほら、日本の方って生きた魚を調理して刺身にするんでしょ？信じられないことに。
Really? Are you gonna roast Japan when you come from the country that cooks snails and frogs?
バカ、魚は新鮮なほどねえっつの。
Fish is better the fresher it is, dum-dum.
嘘だと思うにゃら、今度回らない寿司おごられてやんよ。
If you think I'm pulling your tail, I'll let you treat me to some fancy sushi sometime.
とかお好きでしょ？
You're a fan of flounder, little miss?
それは私も毎日同じメニューを食べているわけではありませんし。
Well, it's not like I eat the same thing every day, you know. Could have fooled me.
たまにはシーフードもありですね。
I eat seafood. Sometimes.
完全に食い違っている。まあいや、続けて。夕食はその後にな。
Sure, whatever. We won't be able to sell this now. We'll talk about dinner later. For now, let's get back on track.
そうですね。今は授業の最中でした。
Yeah, you're right. We're still in the middle of class.
とにかく吸血鬼同士の戦いは危険ですので、遠くから冷静に見届けましょう。
Let's see. A fight between vampires can be extremely dangerous. So stay calm and watch from afar.
大丈夫。遠野くんの出番はきっとあります。その時
Don't worry. You'll have your own time to shine. So save your strength until then.
はい、お仕事おしまい。では、メシアに直行です。
Alright, I'm clocking out. Here I come.
シーフードカレーという選択。
The seafood curry calls to me.
ほらに
Well. Okay. Alright.
アルクエイド
Oh god, it picks up from there. Shit. Hang on. Flowchart! Help! The incredible duct tape, girl. God. Get some rest. Down. No way! It doesn't let me actually... Because we didn't save? Meh.
So, やっぱりそういう感じになるわよね。私と式の場合。
Is there not a skip option?
昨日の吸血
私よりらしいって何をらしいって
I can only see how linear the flowchart looks at first glance. Yeah. Oh god. Quick jump? Yes? What does that do?
でも、
alright. So I'm gonna have to get us back to where we were, which means fast forwarding through 3 hours of text, so I think we'll wrap up here, and I'll remember to save more often, because it turns out the flowchart doesn't let you, pick scenes that you've been to, even when you've unlocked them, if it forces you to go back to an older... Because let's see, there's supposed to be an autosave. But there is not. There is not. Alright. Yeah, because see, the blue is the current scene. And, like, I'm pushing down. I can only go up. Even though we have all of these technically unlocked, they won't let us skip there because the save isn't there, so I'm gonna have to fast forward. So we'll wrap up here, and we will finish the fight with the vlog next time, and then whatever's to come after will come. Because yeah, by the time I finish fast forwarding through this text, I will have to wrap up. It's weird that it's visually acknowledges them. Yeah. I swear to God, I'm pushed every button I can think of, but it will not let me scroll further down, and we don't seem to have an autosave, so here we are. Oh, well, like I said, I was gonna have to wrap up soon anyway, so the CL, the Teach Me CL thing was like the perfect ending. I just kind of wanted, to get us to the point where we could choose again and set us on that path and then stop there. Ah, well, was definitely a good one. Yeah! I'm very, very happy. This game has been great. We're on chapter 5. I'm not sure how many chapters there are. It almost feels like we're speeding to a conclusion. But I'm like, there's no way. They haven't fallen in love yet. There's gotta be more. So we will find out in the future tomorrow. There's still so many questions. There are so many questions, you're right. Alright, tomorrow we are playing more of Emio, which is the Famicom Detective Club 3 game. It comes out officially on Tuesday, but they've been releasing a new demo with a new chapter every couple days. So we've got demo 2 and 3, I believe we can try out. 2 for sure. 3 will probably drop once we finish 2. We'll play it by ear, we'll see. And then I'm off on Wednesday. Partially just because I felt like I would need the break day. And then Iduna, my bestie, reminded me that the new region in Genshin comes out late tomorrow night, so Wednesday would be the first time I'd have to explore. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I subconsciously thought of this. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Now let's see. Is there anybody we can rate into? I'll check, and then if there's anyone following. Oh, oops. Ad break. I did not mean that. Oh, it's Lobotomy Bunnies. Streamiversary. It is. Junibug is also playing Kingdom Hearts. We haven't raided into Junie in a while. We just raided into Bunny and then the other day, and it looks like Junie just got started. Let Junibug know you want to drop in and collaborate? Heck no. I will never force anyone to do that knock shit. Alrighty, guys. So that's gonna be it for me. I will send you guys over to Junibug on the raid screen, so get ready. Or the end screen, rather. So get ready for DD Raid! Alrighty, guys. I am off to throw myself into the shower and all that good stuff. Have fun with Junie. She's playing, Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories. Woohoo! Alrighty, so I am out of here. If it's daytime where you are, have a wonderful rest of your day. If it's nighttime, have a great rest when you head on off to bed. And until next time I see ya, take care of yourself. Wash your face, brush your teeth, eat good food, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Mwah! And 1, 2, and 3, let's prepare for the raid. Woo!